welcome back to Wookies on X-Wing. I'm Jon.
And I'm Matt.
And we are returning to our second round for the Atlantic Canada Regionals for 2016, hosted by MetaGameZ and run by yours truly, with Matt's assistance, of course.
And so today we've got a very interesting matchup. We've got the new kid on the block, a Dengaroo list, versus the kind of old reliable, a Brobots.
So scum versus scum, my kind of game. But definitely something that I was interested to look at because we have the Brobots, something that obviously Matt is a big fan of, facing off against Dengaroo, which is just making pretty much giant waves in the meta. Who will reign the supreme for scum? So we're just going to jump right into this game. We have the Dengaroo list flown by Nathaniel Samson. That's Dengar with Lone Wolf, Plasma Torpedoes, Extra Munition, Zuckuss, Overclocked R4, Inertial Dampeners, Countermeasures, and Punishing One. As for Manaroo, she is running the Push the Limit EPT, Gonk, as a crewman, Unhinged Astromech, Feedback Array, and the Engine Upgrade.
So those are two really weighty ships.
Very much so. As for the Brobots list, what do you have there?
Well, so Derek, he runs a little bit different Brobots than I usually would. He's got IG-88B with Push the Limit, a Mangler cannon, the IG-2000 title, advanced sensors, and Autothrusters. And then he's got the IG-88C with Push the Limit, a heavy laser cannon, the 2000 title, advanced sensors, and Autothrusters as well. Now C is, after you perform a boost action, you may perform a free evade. Coupled with the Push the Limit, that is 3 actions from each ship every turn. Pretty efficient there. Now he didn't quite have the points in there for 2 HLCs, but advanced sensors, Autothrusters, that's a lot of firepower coming out of those 2 ships.
Yes, very much so. As for the Dengar Manaroo list, there's a couple of really interesting new upgrades that we are seeing in his list. We see Gonk, which is a fan favorite because, you always need a power droid. Gonk's ability actually has 2 actions, scum only. One of the actions is place 1 shield token on this card. The other action is remove 1 shield token from this card to recover 1 shield up to your shield value. So it's kind of interesting what action you want to use. Obviously, clues in with the Push the Limit allows you to definitely play an attrition game, something that the Rebels are known for. Not so much in Scum, but you can do it a little bit here in Scum. So just going right into the game, they've been zooming up.
Yeah.
Looks like Manaroo has immediately turned herself around, and is playing the kite, catch me if you can game,
yeah,
where Dengar is flying in the side. Looks like he's going to try to get some speculative shots and just do a tremendous amount of damage. Here we have some target locks going in. The Brobots are just actioned up the wazoo.
Oh yeah, this is, with the Brobot it being range 3, that's 4 defense dice, closest point to closest point appears to be through a debris cloud. You have Autothrusters, you have an evade token. I mean, it's laughable to expect damage, but at the same time, who knows? So 2 potentials here. But you might as well take the dice. You're not getting shot at back. There's literally no downside to Dengar shooting here.
Oh yeah, with the 3 attack dice, thanks to the Punishing One EPT, he's definitely a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, and all right, takes the, I actually only rolled 1 evade result, but you get your Autothrusters, use the evade token. Unfortunately, one of the Brobots ran into the debris cloud, so he's still stressed, but, grand scheme of things, not that big a deal.
That's where your advanced sensors really come into handy.
Oh, for sure.
Especially when you count boost in there, you're going to always get your evade token provided you boost.
Mm-hmm.
That opens up a tremendous amount of flexibility, something that Scum had only seen before with Zizor or Shizor on the Star Viper with the advanced sensors there, where it's able to boost or barrel roll and then do an S-loop. Now the Brobots have that flexibility, especially with advanced sensors, and then IG-88C networked in there so that both of them have that with the IG-2000 title.
Yeah.
Now, Manaroo is going to be flying as hard to get as she can possibly be because she doesn't want to take any shots. This version of the Dengaroo list does not have the R5 P9, which astromech droid, which is, hey, you shoot me, well, there's a chance that you get just a hit back for even attempting to shoot me once per turn.
Pretty decent chance of it, yeah.
Yeah, but in its stead, we have the unhinged astromech, allowing it to do all of its green maneuvers 3, something that we'd like to see on Y-Wings, obviously, where we have the Jumpmaster 5000 in play. That means that both of those S-loops are now green, which is crazy. I love it. So that's really cool. And then on top of that, you have Dengar. Dengar wants to actually keep his distance from Manaroo and just get all of those beautiful, beautiful actions from from Manaroo that she can hand out. On top of that, he's going to be stressing himself out with Zuckuss. Now, Zuckuss is a tremendous force to be reckoned with for the
tremendous pain in the arse.
oh my goodness. For the low point cost of 1 point, his ability is when attacking, you may receive any number of stress tokens to choose an equal number of defense dice. The defender must re-roll those dice. So even if you have a very, very versatile ship, like the IG-2000, you get a couple of really good results, you gotta re-roll those. So Zuckuss can just drop the stress onto Dengar. Dengar doesn't care that much because Lone Wolf is going to be triggering, hopefully, if he can stay out of the range of Manaroo. And then Manaroo is just going to be passing off actions onto Dengar. Now, Gonk is an interesting choice for Manaroo because of that, shield attrition I was talking about earlier. But the other thing is, in the recent FAQ, they've changed it so that the Gonk action counts as 2 different actions. So you can Gonk and then push to Gonk again, provided you do the 2 different action styles.
Yeah. And so here we have Plasma Torpedoes, Dengar unleashing into the stressed Brobot. Now, he doesn't have Deadeye, so he does have to use his target lock, but having that high pilot skill, and as we see, Manaroo gave Dengar her focuses into 4 potentials, and so we Zuckuss here, the first stress, rerolls into an evade, and let's see. So it looks like he was not at range 3 there, so he could not trigger Autothrusters, and that blows away all of that IG shields in one shot.
Yeah, he might have been able to evade one of them, but given the Plasma Torpedo's ability to just, if it deals damage, if the attack hits, it just removes 1 shield token. So, yeah, shields are gone.
Yeah, he needed to be at Autothruster range to preserve one of the shields.
I'm very interested to see Derek's version of the IG Brobots glory. The reason for that is that he's picked a very versatile IG-2000 list, which is able to deal with very, pretty much aces. You can see that the squadron building for Derek has kept in mind that the prevalence of aces and how powerful they are. This gives them a lot of flexibility to boost into the right position before making their attack run. And then on top of that, push the limit just, definitely helps with that.
Yeah, he's not trying to fight aces for pilot skill. He's gone for action economy.
Yeah.
And very nice evasion roll by Manaroo, only taking 1 point from the Mangler, shooting back into the IG, gets his Autothrusters, uses evade token, and takes no damage from that. Not terribly surprising, a 2 attack dice turret at range 3 into an IG. That wasn't really going to end any other way.
No. And it's really unfortunate that Derek is chasing Manaroo because Manaroo is very, very tricky to get. Here we just see Manaroo just blowing forward and then pushing the limit. And now that there's that kind of distance, he can easily start gonking to get those shields back.
If he needs to, he's only lost a couple here, and so far, generally after watching Dengaroo, Manaroo just essentially is a focus battery for Dengar.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And if she starts taking some drastic damage, okay, yeah, you can gonk.
Yeah.
But as of yet, she's still got shields. There isn't really a need for her. Coupled with the fact that there is no range restriction on her pilot ability for the passing of tokens, there's no downside to focusing with her.
Yeah, so here we have one of the IGs flying forward, trying to boost past that rock. Couldn't land it with the bank.
Bank.
But with the forward, we're seeing if he's going to still land on that rock. He's Looks
he
like
does clear it.
Yeah, so that's going to mean some shots going into Manaroo, hopefully, from that perspective. Now, the thing is, one of the reasons why I was pointing to the list comprehension of Derek's squadron is because traditional robots, what we're used to seeing, that's with the fire control systems, is a lot more likely to deal with Dengaroo better. And the reason why I say that is Dengar just flies into the fray and wants to do as much damage, and Manaroo's going to, be a jerk by handing off the actions. Now, if both of the Brobots can focus Dengar down and then spend the rest of the game chasing after Manaroo, that is possible. And with fire control systems and IG-88B, with the ability to basically gunner with a cannon, it's quite possible that can actually happen. But with the more diverse, maneuverable robots, it's basically makes the playing field a lot more difficult.
Yeah, you definitely have to fight uphill here. And say when I run it, I have this. I do have a very strong fondness for IG-88D, just because it opens up 2 additional maneuvers. It gives you those 3 turn signal loops. So yeah, I mean you don't quite have the brute action economy of C really rewarding you for boosting, but you can get into some really weird spots with a signal loop with a 3 turn.
So one of the things to notice about the Jumpmaster, especially Dengar, flying in the way that he did, he's still stressed because he decided to go to the right rather than to the left. If he went to the left, he would have had green maneuvers, but going to the right, all white, baby.
There's that asymmetrical dial. Now, how he's positioned, it looks like he may not have either bot in his primary fire arc. And so we see Manaroo, just passing her focus. So Dengar still doesn't really care about being stressed.
Also, the primary firing arc only really matters when he's expecting to get shots back.
It does.
And that doesn't look like that's going to happen this turn.
Well, it does, but it's also for Autothrusters for both of the IGs.
Yes, that is true. The IG-88s are going to have Autothrusters should he decide to fire at either of them. Which I think he would. Firing is pretty good.
Yeah. And the damaged IG, well, he's the one that is definitely not in arc. So we have focus. It looks like he's opted for a range 1 shot. And that is through an asteroid, closest to closest. So that truly infuriating ability of Zuckuss. And so we see Autothrusters trigger, spend evade token.
And luckily,
It only takes 2.
Only takes 2. After all of that modification, still being able to take 2 points of damage, considering the action economy on IG-88 and, frankly, the Autothrusters, it's pretty impressive.
And after playing against Dengaroo and after watching the list, Zuckuss is really... It's one of the foundations of it. It's part of the inherent reliability of the list. And, it's what really helps to prop it up.
So we got, looks like 3 attack dice going into...
That's into Manaroo there, so...
And...
That will be... Oh, she only takes a point from it, however.
Yep, Manaroo has 1 shield left. Not that bad considering where these IGs are standing, but they really need to step it up, and that debris field is going to be problematic next turn.
It will. Now, Derek's closest IG, however, though, is in a nice spot. It goes before Dengar, so depending on what maneuver he's chosen, either bumps Dengar, or Dengar bumps him, or he sits behind Dengar, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I think that, well, personally, I would almost change my tactic. Dengar seems to be focused on eliminating this IG here, the one that's chasing Manaroo. That makes perfect sense. I think that IG is in a good spot to continue doing that, given the side of the ship that he's on to Dengar, because of the basically the difficulty of turning that ship around.
Yeah, the Jump Master does not like turning to the right.
Yeah. So I think that with that in mind, that IG is in a pretty good spot to continue going after Manaroo, but it looks like he's turning himself around to fight Dengar.
Yep, is advanced censored to evade and push the limit for a target lock, or, well, vice versa. Advance it, or so no, you can't target lock. That would be from last turn. So advance sensors to evade, and then gets turned around. Ah, yes, that's Manaroo's target, and that beautiful ability of hers, she can pass target lock tokens, so she can give that to Dengar. Now this is a nice position here. It will mean that Dengar can very likely unleash his plasma torpedoes into the Signer looped robot here.
Yeah,
He's turned completely around.
See, what I would have done, now this is sort of after the fact, but I was thinking that to do a slow bank, especially if your position is to try to eliminate Dengar, kind of switch targets and hit him really, really hard while you're at range 1, especially since Dengar doesn't really have that action, so doing that. But if you were expecting to try to bump Dengar, there really is no benefit unless you just don't want to get shot by that particular ship.
And there's that just phenomenal range, the unlimited range of Manaroo's ability.
Yeah.
Let's see if Dengar is in range 3.
So it looks like that Brobot is out of range of Manaroo, but there is some shots going between these other ships, so it's going to be interesting.
Well, Dengar has a shot into the back of the robot without shields there. That's the one that he torpedoed first.
Oh, yeah.
And he's sitting there, no shields, no autothrusters.
Yeah, this is going to hurt.
Range 1. This with Zuckuss and a focus, this is probably going to tickle. Thankfully, there's no target lock, but so there's the lone wolf. Rerolls into a blank. And obviously the Zuckuss use. And burns the evade for 1.
Can you get a better ability for 1 point?
That's not a pleasant crit. For 1 point, with the biggest thing with Zuckuss is, unlike some of the other, stress-inducing abilities, there is no limit to it.
Yeah.
You can always use his ability. And so here we've got, this will be a Mangler cannon going out into the back of Manaroo here. And so she evades into the gunner trigger. Better result there. 2 potential crits.
Luckily, the Mangler cannon can get some work done there.
And let's see if any of these get through. One gets... both of them get through, so that is a hit and a crit. I believe.
Yep, he's just shuffling the damage deck, and so here we have it. And the crit is...
The crit is green in the corner. It is a console fire. Oh, that is awkward.
That is very awkward, but that's going to be something... That's going to be something that he's going to actually want to take care of, because that could be a dead Manaroo.
Yeah, that is not something Manaroo wants at all. And so here is Manaroo's return fire, Autothrusters triggering, range 3, 4 defense dice. You're not hitting with that.
No.
So Derek is still in a rough spot. Dengar is unhurt. His Brobots are both damaged. However, Manaroo is getting whittled down.
Yeah, the real strength of the Brobots is the ability to just negate a lot of damage coming their way using evade tokens and their evade dice. And the fact that they're very, very maneuverable.
Yes.
However, this Dengaroo list, like a lot of them, just scoff at defense dice. When you can just say, hey, your good results, you're going to re-roll those with practically no downsides, with the exception of, I guess, Dengar can't K-turn to, S-loop to the right. That's basically the only thing you can't do. as well as K-turn.
If eventually Manaroo dies, he suddenly can't action for the rest of the game. But so here we see the crit taking effect on the on IG there. Pilot skill 0 has to go move before Manaroo, so unlikely to get shots here. Now he does boost. You do want the boost with that. Good use of it. Get your evade token, especially since this is the one that only has 3 health left. So he wants to keep this IG alive.
Yeah. And far away from Dengar.
Yes, and here we are. So Manaroo moseys gently forward, is going to try to put her console fire out, and it looks like she succeeds. And let's see if she pushes the limit off of this. It's an interesting decision with her being so close to the edge of the board. Now, the unhinged Astro does help with this, giving her some more green maneuvers.
Yes.
However, she is currently... Oh, actually, I'm pretty sure she's in Fire Arc of Derek's wounded IG here. So it may be up to Dengar to try to kill that IG before it...
That's a bit of a tall order, too, especially where that rock is located and just the sheer distance between them. Impossible? No. Difficult? Yes.
And so he does opt to boost. And this does put Manaroo in a very nice spot to lazily bank with her 3 if she wants to shed that stress next turn. And it does comprehensively put her out of Fire Arc of the wounded IG. Now, she does get to shoot. Obviously, she would have been able to shoot back at that crippled IG. However, we've seen her shooting so far. It really hasn't been able to do a lot, especially with it having an evade token and Autothrusters triggering.
Yeah, Dengar is really what carries this list in terms of damage potential. Manaroo's is there for the pure action economy. It really is the focusing of 2 tasks. Dengar, you do all the damage, okay. Manaroo, you do all the actions, okay.
Manaroo is your support.
When you combine them, it makes for a awesome but very powerful team.
Oh, for sure. And so here we have Dengar is going to mosey around the asteroid, so using the wanting to turn left that the Jump Master has. Try to get rid of his stress token. Does put that asteroid between him and his target potentially. But that one's also the less damaged. The less damaged IG. So let's see who he decides to shoot at.
Now, I made a mistake earlier in the game. I said that the S loops are 3 maneuvers. They're actually 2 maneuvers. So
no unhinged astromech benefiting from them.
Yeah, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah, that would have been a little silly. And so here we have 3 evade results. Zuckussing for 3 stress. And IG saying, you know what?
No.
I don't care this time. You can go shove it, sir.
You can take that stress and put it somewhere else.
And so here we are checking range 3. That looks like it may be good. It is through an asteroid, so it will be... If it's in, it's 3 versus 3.
It's very, very close.
It is. Looks like it's good, though. And so here we have our shots going out. And so, do we opt to focus here, or just say, all right, let's gunner this? That's really the beautiful thing about IG-88B is, I didn't get a very good result. I'll gunner it.
Yeah.
Oh, so he does choose to spend his focus.
Don't know why he's rolling 3 defense dice there.
Oh, it's through the rock.
Oh, that is correct.
Yeah, so, and there we are. Gets it, sticks of damage, and that's a weapons failure.
So Manaroo is even less. It's more toothless than before.
Yes, would have rather Dengar have that, but that's okay. Yeah. And it looks like be some. Oh, I'm gonna have to check the fire arc here to see along the arc, I don't think Manaroo is in range there, so... Oh, she's going to take her one shot back at a range 3 through an asteroid robot.
It's really unfortunate that this heavy laser cannon robot has really not been in the fight at all.
Not so much, no. He's had to try to wing himself around here. There he is, a nice sharp turn. Good maneuverability on these IGs. And Manaroo is in a rough spot. She's only down to 3 health here.
We have that beautiful boost action.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can land that with that rock there.
No, we probably won't be able to complete the straight.
I think the straight would be a mistake anyway, to be completely honest. It put him
Yeah.
in a really bad spot. And, well, Manaroo is going to be booking it, so he wants to have that wide weapon arc. I feel like Derek this game has really pushed, and when I say push, I don't mean like push the limit, but I mean really try to get in close in order to basically stay on target. But when it comes down to it, he's missed a lot of his vantage points, his vectors, when it comes to his firing arc. So I think a lot of that had to do with planning and where he's trying to position himself. I think that he should try to boost and bank, but maybe he's worried about bumping himself. I don't know.
Yeah, it would be interesting. You definitely, well, there is definitely merit to trying to boost here, especially just to reposition, get your free evade token, and he, for the first time, opts to target lock. Now, I don't like target locking Manaroo because it's probably not going to stay on her.
Yeah, Manaroo can just pass that target lock off to Dengar.
Yeah, but perhaps, maybe that's what he wants. Who knows?
I mean, at this point in the game, it's a free target lock, but at the same time, ships are really badly beaten up, so that kind of advantage is not going to be seen this turn, whereas an evade token and a focus would be a lot better.
Yeah, and here we have the the less damaged robot going 3 forward, getting up close and personal with Manaroo.
Again, this is kind of what I'm talking about. I think a 1 forward would have really put him in a good vantage point because of his secondary weapon system.
Well, 1 forward, and then if you need to, boost to get your evade. And
yeah, he really is limiting himself in his ability to deal with this Dengaroo list by going full bore.
And that, the shielded robot, he's the one that Dengar has a target lock on. And it looks like Derek may not have realized the full extent of Manaroo's abilities here. And there it is. So both of his target locks go to Dengar. And that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
But this should be the second plasma torpedoes coming out of Dengar here. There's no reason not to. There it is.
That is what we're going to see here in a second, whether or not that's going to be the death sentence of this thing, but
It's unlikely to kill it outright, but it definitely puts it in a rough spot. He doesn't have an evade token on this IG because he target locked, and with Zuckuss saying, no, I don't care, it's just such an obnoxious ability.
So 3 potentials, and here we have that Zuckuss ability.
Still rerolls into an evade, which is nice. So drops both shields. Now, I think he may have been at range 3 there. Hard to tell. So he may have taken 1 too many points of damage, but hindsight. And here we have the pilot skill 6 IG unloading into Manaroo. Only 2 potentials out of 4. But both of them get through, and it looks like they are a pair of crits. Now, are either of them direct hits, or are they major explosions? If they are, that will spell the death of her. Looks like one of them might be. We have a dice picked up. Let us see.
Okay.
Oh, this is a major explosion. Oh, it is a focus. So, not quite. She escapes destruction by an eye.
That's not what you want to see. And
Not at all, no.
and those Brobots are in a really tight spot because of where she can go next round and how close they've been playing it.
Yeah, for sure. And that crit, that pilot skill hit that that Derek's IG had taken, it's really causing him some issues here, both with maneuvering and positioning and order of fire. If he was still pilot skill 6, he probably would have been able to kill Manaroo before she attacks back. And she's at range 1, so goes from 1 to 2. And here we be firing into IG, and she elects to use her feedback array, so she destroys herself for guaranteed damage.
Very interesting play. Given that Manaroo probably wouldn't have survived against the second Brobot that had no other target, it was a fairly good play, I think.
And it's not ideal to have 2 dice with no modification versus 3 with a focus. Yeah, I don't really like that.
Yeah. So 1 guaranteed point of damage.
You do give up margin of victory, but you were probably going to give it up anyway. Get some ion out, get guaranteed point of damage, and Derek's IGs are in a rough spot now.
And Dengar is pretty much fresh, so pretty much 2v1, but Dengar has the power to deal with these Brobots. If Derek plays well, he might be able to take the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one, but we have yet to see Dengar's ability of, you shoot me, I shoot you back. And with both of these Brobots being damaged, and the fact that Dengar can use Zuckuss on those attack rolls, it's really not a good spot. And neither of these Brobots are in good positions to try to arc dodge and outflank Dengar.
Yes, these Brobots have to try to get behind Dengar, and just given how Dengar's been flying, don't think that this is going to happen in this game. I don't think there's enough time for it, to be completely honest.
No, and so it may be... We'll have to see what this one does. So he's boosting. Looks like he is disengaging, trying to get some distance between himself and Dengar. Get his focus. Now, it's unfortunate that he was stressed from last turn. May have possibly opted to advance sensors and Signer Loop. But... And this is not terribly surprising. Dengar going for, well, what is essentially easy prey.
Yes.
There'll be no repercussions from it. He's out of the Brobot's firing arc here. So that's just gonna be a free range 1 shot. Looks like range 1? Yeah, it looks like. So that will be just double checking here, finding the closest position.
Yeah, and the real strength with this Lone Wolf Dengar is that now that Manaroo's gone, he doesn't have to worry about staying out of range to get that Lone Wolf proc.
No, so it is range 2.
Lone Wolf doesn't really trigger. 2 potentials.
And spend the evade tokens, so... Yeah, there's no point at all to Zuckussing there. Dengar, yeah, he'll have a reroll every roll, period.
Yeah.
He's probably not actioning for the rest of the game, but he's still getting benefits of rerolls.
The other thing to keep in mind is that if any of these Brobots get a decent shot, Dengar still has countermeasures. So on that turn that he knows he's going to be taking some potential damage, especially since he has some target locks on there, he can pop his countermeasures, get rid of a target lock, and get an additional defense dice.
It's up to 3 defense dice, exactly. And so here we have one of the robots. He is advanced sensoring and K-turning, and gets that 1 in 8 chance of a crit. Takes a damaged engine. That one is not happy.
Not what you want to get, and he's going to be going right through that debris field next turn.
Yeah, that is all kinds of awkward. So he is going to stay stressed.
I think
for quite a while.
I think that particular Brobot should have disengaged by turning into Dengar, and then get himself situated by turning around. Dengar is just going to be playing it slow, giving himself wide areas of opportunity, and pretty much uses turret. Just because these things have Autothrusters doesn't mean that he can't overcome that with just brute force Zuckussing.
Oh, exactly. And that is IG-88C that is down to 2 health and completely critted. And so there is countermeasures. Now, he does only get to blow away one of these target locks. But this is...
It's the one that matters this turn, though.
Oh, exactly. It's not a bad turn to use it. It's like, you know what? All right, I'm going to make sure that I can close with you basically unmolested here. And so he's going to take his 3 shots into IG-88C, Lone Wolf for a focus, and, well, there's no point in Zuckussing that at all.
Yeah.
Especially with one potential, with an evade token, you're not going to hit him.
I mean, at this point, especially with Autothrusters, that's fair.
Yeah. And so here we are. Let's see. This is the heavy laser cannon, and there is 1 potential.
It's not necessarily bad.
And so that is the evade, and we trigger the gunner ability from... no. So we have Dengar's pilot ability first. This is a very good thing that he still has the evade token. We have the Lone Wolf. Still 1 potential. Still no point in Zuckussing. It still has the evade, and so now we have the gunner. Oh, the pseudo-gunner, as it were. And, just appalling results.
Not what you want to see.
No, especially with the loss of C's target lock here. That would have been a great turn to have it. And not having a focus result, or not having a focus token on you, it's kind of awkward. And so we should see a green maneuver here to, well...
Shed 1 of the stress.
Shed 1 and instantly regain it.
That looks... Yeah, he's bumping Dengar. Not necessarily a bad plan. Keeps that IG out of the fight, provided Dengar continues with his slow play.
And does not take a crit the second time, which is nice. That would have been frustrating.
And here we have the other IG zooming up into attack range.
B is pulling in. Now let's see if he opts to boost up to...
I wouldn't.
No, he really... Oh, it looks like he's going to.
He doesn't need to. Just because you have a boost doesn't... And it does give you an evade token, but doesn't mean you have to use it.
Yeah. Now, does he want... Let's see if he wants to push for a focus as well. May not be bad to overload him with tokens, but having a stress could be annoying.
Yeah. See, I would have taken the range 3 shot. You have the heavy laser cannon to, counteract the fact that you...
Well, this one's the Mangler,
yeah. You have your secondary weapon to counteract the fact that you're at range 3, but you have Autothrusters, so you want to be at range 3. Also gives you a wide vantage.
It really does, yep. And so it looks like...
he's going to blow Inertial Dampeners.
So he's using Dampeners. Alright, so he's still touching. So C is not going to get shot. However, Dengar still has shots at B.
Yep.
And let's see what happens.
So definitely didn't really gain anything by doing that. And he's put himself in a really bad position next turn.
No,
it's not just 1 shot he needs those Autothrusters for. It's 2. So here we have a good attack roll from Dengar, but doesn't look like it's good enough.
No, there's still only 1 potential, even with the Lone Wolf. And we'll have B shooting back with the Mangler. And he will be taking a shot, guaranteed taking a shot in return, and that is a nice result there. 3 potentials, and Lone Wolfing off the board. takes one. Only takes one.
So that lone wolf is really coming handy.
That was nice. And Dengar shooting back with his second attack. And that is one so far.
Lone wolf
Still
first, right?
one. He still has the evade. Again, no point in Zuckussing. He can't hit him. That's IG is.
He's holding
Actually,
his
he
own.
is surprisingly. He's staying alive. And now we have C is going to want to try to clear his stress. It's going to take a couple turns to do it, but it just moves up, gets out of the way.
And where that ship is, Dengar, all he has to do is do a nice one forward. He's going to stay within range and be able to focus him down. And the problem with this other Brobot is that he doesn't really have the flexibility to play slow.
No.
If I were him, I would boost forward to the side like a boosted bank, and then do an S loop.
For sure.
Now you don't have the hard S loop because you don't have IG88D in there, but you do have an S loop, so it gives you some wide vantage points. The worst thing you can do is go forward and get yourself bumped, because that means you're not getting shots at all, and Dengar is going to blow away the other IG.
Very likely. He only has 2 health. It is 3 versus 3 with an Autothrusters, but it's 3 versus 3 with the defense having no actions and Zuckuss.
But if he only does a one forward, if what I'm saying is that if this IG88 goes forward and then Dengar bumps into him, that means that Dengar's going to have 4 attack dice, and it's going to look a lot more beautiful, especially with that lone wolf trigger.
Oh, exactly. So it looks like we have a boost. So we may be seeing that S loop here. Now he obviously can't push the limit from this. And yep, there it is. So, and he will manage to sneak out that maneuver. Will clear the corner of Dengar, so we get our proxy down. Get our maneuver out and nicely sneak past.
You don't have to worry about that inertial dampeners anymore because he's already used them.
And this IG, B still has his target lock.
So,
And let's see.
The real question is, what kind of maneuver did he do?
So still going for the... so I was going to say green, but no, that is utilizing the white S-loop to keep his forward arc pointed at the threats.
Very good maneuver. That 2 maneuver meant that if that IG88 played slow, great. You're just going to bump into him. If he didn't, great. He gets an S-loop.
Exactly.
Best of both worlds here. Very well played by Nathaniel.
Oh, that is the scary one. 3 hits onto an actionless Zuckussable target, and that is a dead IG. Just gone. That, unfortunately, not terribly surprising.
No.
So let's see if B can pull this through. So he will be unfortunately, he will be taking a shot back.
He has a lot of damage to go through before he can finish him. The best thing I would say, given where we might be with time, the best thing that Derek is looking for is to bring him down to half, get half points for MOV, and try to stay alive at the same time.
It's going to be pretty close, because right now, Derek has already conceded half of B's point value. And here we have, that's just an obnoxious lone wolf trigger. Gets the 3 hits, so Zuckuss 2, but still rerolls into evades, spends his token, and now we have the gunner shot. That could have been scary. And using the target lock, just not getting anywhere with it, unfortunately. Oh, let's see if the Lone Wolf... and Lone Wolf evades that 1 point.
Oh, man, Lone Wolf is just so good here. It has worked so well for Nathaniel. I know a lot of the time you might see, just 1 reroll. It's been adding up. It seriously has been.
Oh, it's gotten a couple points of damage through, and it has saved Dengar at least 2 so far.
Oh, yes. Now, Dengar pretty much relatively unscathed still.
Oh, Dengar, the board is his at this point, with IG not being able to turn himself around to re-engage, Dengar having the turret, being able to do a green maneuver, stay nice and close, and try to keep getting rid of that stress if he wants. It's the board, like I said, the board really is his at this point. Well, let's see. So tried to boost past to get IG-88B into the clear, have a nice shot around that asteroid, but no such luck getting around it, unfortunately.
I think the best thing that he could do right now for Derek would be to evade just natively and to focus.
Yeah, just try to keep himself alive.
Try to stay alive, because if he can this round, he's in a really good spot for next round. He can get himself turned around. Dengar can't really. He can do the S loops, but he can only S loop so much.
Yeah. And here he is. So he does opt to S loop into a debris cluster, unfortunately. And oh, there is a crit. So it takes a shield. He did still have his shields up though, which does help. Yeah, and that is not a nice spot.
No, it's not. Oh. I was saying he could only S loop, but this is going to really hurt. 4 attack dice. Looks like
3 hits get through, and there is 1 Zuckuss, and that is 1 mitigated with an evade token, so that should be 2 go through.
1 and a crit.
Oh, so a hit and a crit, and that's a minor explosion. That is not a crit.
It's not a crit you want to see.
No, it didn't chain, thankfully enough. And here we have the focus D20. Yeah. Sorry, the stress D20. But that IG, as much as I'm sad to say it, I really don't think that Derek can win anymore.
You can boost an S loop.
Boost an S loop all you want.
But I'm pretty sure what Nathaniel's going to be continue doing is he's just going to continue doing his S loops, his white S loops.
Mm-hmm. There's no downside to it, and it looks like so that is a 4K turn.
Okay, that gives him the distance that he needs.
Mm-hmm. It does. And with B being the one that's still alive, you no longer have that incentive to boost. He doesn't get his free evade anymore.
Yeah.
He does have his gunner ability, but Dengar's still shooting first, and we may not be in fire range this turn.
Oh, I think he just might be.
Looks like he's gonna clip the edge.
Looks like he's stuck there. I think that's going to be in.
Yeah. So here is Dengar, range 3.
Not where IG wants to be, because that's not a bad roll for IG right there.
All right. So all Derek needs to do is get a blank, and Autothrusters will keep him alive. And he's all right so far. And now the dangerous part. So Mangler cannon shot. 1 potential damage.
You definitely want more than that.
Yeah. Especially against a lone wolfed Dengar, and
because
gets the evade.
You fire at Dengar, and Dengar's gonna fire back at you. So here we have Dengar's shot.
And 2 so far. That's
3
not
with the lone
good.
wolf.
There
Nothing
it is.
but blanks. That is game.
Gets 1 evade, and it's not enough.
Wow. So that is game, everyone. Matt, what did you think about this version of the Dengaroo list?
It really is one of those things where the list is far greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
You have these few things that they don't look fantastic by themselves, or they just look all right, but you start putting them together and they just, exponentially build on each other.
Very much so. As for Derek's squadron, I think that he would have been better served for this particular game. He would have been better served with a more firepower heavy, with fire control systems, both having heavy laser cannons on the IG-88s. Especially when you can get maybe some of these illicit upgrades in there. You're just putting a lot of energy into getting those push the limit EPTs.
Yeah.
So energy, I mean points. As for Nathaniel's squadron, I'm a big fan. I mean, I really liked Gonk. I think that was really cool. He flew well. And that was the thing here, is that Derek really flew too aggressive for Nathaniel. And Nathaniel was able to take advantage of him. Even with the boost and the flexibility with the advanced sensors, Derek still played very predictably. And Nathaniel was just able to use that to his advantage and, frankly, wipe the floor with him. Very, very well played.
And that's the thing I've really noticed about a Dengaroo list is Manaroo, don't chase her. She baits you out. She's going to just keep running. And, she's deceptively fast, especially with an engine upgrade. It's just, hey, I'll just keep kiting you around while Buddy Boy over here tears the arse out of your ship.
I mean, if you're the Inquisitor or Karn or Jax, go for it.
Oh, yeah.
But anybody else, you have a really hard time dealing with that. Now, the second game for round 2 has been cut, so we're going to next week going right to round 3, and looking forward to seeing you guys there.
Well, guys, as always, thanks for watching Wookies on X-Wing. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or thought it was interesting. We've got Wookiees videos out every Wednesday.
We are part of the Northern Gaming Network. Be sure to check it out at northerngamingnetwork.com, where we have additional content for this game and others.
And if you have any questions or comments for the Wookiees, John's going to let you know how you can get in touch with us.
Well, if you want to be my friend on Twitter, you can follow me at Corhath. You can also find us on Twitter at NorthGameNet. You can comment on the video here on YouTube, or you can like us on Facebook to keep up with our most recent news.
And we'll catch you guys next week.